The LSAT writing sample isn't worth spending any time on. In fact, you probably shouldn't even be watching this video right now. You should instead be doing actual LSAT problems that are scored. But if you're going to stick around anyway and watch this video, I might as well give you something. So here's some thoughts on the LSAT writing sample. It's not scored. Law schools don't even care about it. Most don't even look at it. It's really just there to make sure that you are fluent in English and that you take it seriously. So they want to make sure someone else did not write your personal statement, and so they want to measure your English proficiency in an unscripted manner where it can't be controlled or edited by somebody else. And they also maybe want to test your handwriting to make sure that it's really you who's taking the LSAT and not someone else in case there's ever cheating allegations. But regardless, LSAT writing sample, what do you do? How do you answer the question? So I'll give you an example with the most boring topic I could possibly think of, which is taxes. So let's say you're in a situation where you are a government official and your job is to decide whether to raise or lower taxes, hypothetically. So we've got a situation where there are two potential courses of action. Each potential course of action has a benefit and a drawback. So in the case of raising taxes, benefit is more tax money, more public infrastructure, better roads, better highways, better fire departments and police departments, better social services. Downside is you're taking more money from people's paychecks, whether it's income tax or sales tax, you're taxing the population more and taking money away from them. So benefit, better services, drawback, less money for the average citizen. But if you lower taxes, the benefit is more money in the pockets of the citizens, increased consumer spending. The drawback is not as much money for infrastructure and social services. So in this hypothetical scenario, things are pretty evenly weighted. There's a benefit and drawback to each potential course of action, and how you decide is based on which principles you value more heavily. Do you value more heavily better social services, or do you value more freedom for the individual to spend money how they personally want to spend it? You can't really go wrong arguing in favor of either option. Again, it's a question of how you weigh and measure the relative importance of these different principles, these different considerations. And for the LSAT writing sample, you want to choose one of the two courses of action, argue in favor of it, acknowledge that option's drawbacks, but still firmly come down on that side. So you pick one course of action, argue in favor of it, and again, acknowledge the drawbacks, but you still go ahead and choose that course of action anyway. So it's very important to clearly pick a side, but still make a reasoned and measured argument for that side while acknowledging the weaknesses of your side and the strengths of the other side. Some law schools won't even look at this, but for those who do, you want to put your best writing possible forward. Of course, they know your brain will be fried after doing 5 sections of LSAT content, so they're not expecting Shakespeare or your best writing ever, but they do want to see something decent where you do put in the effort. So that's it. Again, you probably should not have even watched this video. Instead, watch some of my other videos about actual LSAT content and preparing for the parts of the LSAT that are scored. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Happy to help however I can. All the best.